Get comfortable in your seat. I'm going to mute everyone here. And let's start with our feet planted on the ground and sitting away from the back of your chair and rocking in our toes and heels. So and then alternate your heels and toes back and forth. So you got one heel going up as the other toes go up. And then go up to both tiptoes and swivel your heels towards each other and away. And then drop your heels, toes, and then back and forth. We'll heel toe our feet out wide and back into the center. And let's take it super slow right now, just to really emphasize every possible stretch and squeeze we can get out of our muscles that would lift our toes, turn our feet, lift our heels, turn those parts of the feet in and out. And get out wide with the legs, get out pointing wide with the toes, externally rotating those legs, those toes, those knees, and sit up nice and tall and arch your low back if you can there. And even reach your heart out between your legs a little with that arched back. So, and then go ahead and push into your knees and round your back up. And then inhale, lift your heart, reach out, and then round up. See if you can cultivate a little undulating spine here. We're going into rounding and arching. You don't have to watch me anymore. Inhale as you lean forward, exhale as you lean back. And the next time you get leaning forward, reaching out, put your elbows instead on your knees and push your knees a little wider out. Yep. And then take your left hand to your knee and turn your chest open to the left, rolling your right shoulder towards the ground. Good, and then just switch. Left elbow to knee, right hand onto the knee. Roll your left shoulder towards the ground as your right shoulder goes up. Try it one more time. Right elbow to the knee, left hand to the knee, and turn your chest open to the left. And then switch. Left elbow to the knee, right hand on the knee. Turn your chest open to the right. And come back upright. Step your feet back into the center and march your knees nice and high to your chest. And slower but bigger. Slower but bigger. Good. Nice. When you get your left knee up the next time, grab onto it, pull it to your chest, lift your heart up tall, circle your ankle. Take a breath. Circle your ankle the other way. Drop that leg, lift your other knee. Pull it to your chest, lift your heart, shoulders down, circle ankle. Calm breath. Circle the other way. Good, release that leg. Put your hands on the seat of your chair. Yeah. Shrug your shoulders a little, round your back a little, shrug your shoulders to your ears, and then roll your shoulders back and see if you can lift your heart and reach your elbows back behind you. So I'm going to get a little closer to give you a little bit of view. Elbows push back as heart lifts. And then shrug your shoulders up to your ears and round forward. Your hands are on the seat of the chair. I'll turn around and give you a better view this way. Inhale, open up the chest, arch your back, elbows go back. Shrug shoulders to ears, round forward. One more time, lift your shoulders up, lift your heart, push into your seat with your hands, arch your back, lift your heart. Good, and then release, rounding, and take your hands to your knees now. So you're in the rounded position, hands on your knees, lean back away from your knees with the rounded spine. Lou, see if you can get those hands forward on your knees there. And then lean a little left to right gently. So we're just going to sort of swivel slightly now. Make sure you're not straining or pinching anywhere in your low back, but rounded back here, leaning, rolling, just searching really for spinal stretch in the low back. Then sit up, take your arms back, lift your heart, dive up now, your heart reaching up instead of forward. Like your heart's got a magnet, the sun is the other magnet. It's up there somewhere. And then take your arms also up. Your hands are now magnetically pulled there too. Heart and hands reaching, your head might be looking up. If it's tough on your neck, you can look forward instead. Great, release your hands down the midline to your heart. Set your hands at your heart, turn your chest left and right with your thumbs stuck on your chest there. Don't move your arms any more than your chest allows, yeah? So your chest is just doing the work here. Good. And back to center, interlace your fingers, roll your wrists. Might take a heavy sigh. Roll your wrists the other way, if there is one. Fingers interlace there, Pete? Yeah, okay. And then open your elbows and push those palms forward any amount that your fingers allow, yeah? Careful with any gripping, gritting jaw. Just push wherever allows, yeah? Good. Come back in, unlace the fingers, interlace the awkward way, and do the same roll. So the other first finger's on top now. Go the other way. Open your elbows gently. You're opening your palms forward. Your fingers are still interlaced the same way though, yeah? Good. And here, turn your chest left and right. Again, like your heart is the dictating force here turning you. Your hands are not moving any further than your heart does. So imagine you've got sort of a, I don't know, this is my image for whatever reason. It might be too hard to describe even. Your heart is a light and you've got a lens in your hands and your hands are trying to shine that light or magnify the light out. I don't know what that is. It just comes to mind. So your heart is shining its heart light out through your palms, which are a lens instead. All right, release that. Let's just roll our arms around in circles or flap our wings, so to speak. Yeah. Try a little elbow leading the hands kind of flapping. Good. Hug yourself. All right. Walk your hands up your shoulders. Lift your spine tall. Gently turn your chest one more time, left and right, with these arms around you. And then bow forward and lift back up. So sit ups basically towards your legs here. Bow towards your legs. Sit back up. Keep your belly engaged. It's really kind of reverse sit-ups because you're allowing yourself down into gravity and then lifting away from it rather than the other way around. When you come up the next time, open your arms. Go nice and wide. And then cross your arms the other way if you can recall. If you can't, that's okay. I didn't turn your chest again left and right. Didn't specify too clearly there. And now we'll go turning and then bowing. So bow when you've turned and then sit back up and then turn the other way and then bow again. Take your time, go gently. Every time you sit up, you then turn, and then you stay turned as you bow, stay turned as you sit back up, then turn again. Yeah, so try not to get your mind ahead of this movement here. Otherwise, you may shortcut through somewhere. Sit up, turn, bow, sit up, turn, bow. One more time. Awesome. Release that. And just swing your arms by your sides. And actually, let's do a little walking of our arms, just front to back. And you're welcome to swing as high as you like, as long as you don't run into anything that's going to hurt you or hurt that thing. Good. And then right up high with the arms one more time, nice and tall. And then out wide with the elbows one time here, and pull your elbows back like you're leaning your heart, leaning your chest through a window frame. Your arms are on the window frame. And then lean back as you bring your elbows together and dive them into your ribs. Shrug your shoulders to your ears. Take a breath there. Sit back up, reach your arms up again. Inhale. Good. And then just set your hands to your heart. Work out any tensions in your neck, shoulders, jaw, face, scalp. Close your eyes. Check that your feet are settled, solid on the ground. Soles of the feet are neutrally just resting on the ground, heels to toes. Imagine your legs can be heavier through the soles of your feet without changing the position of your legs. Imagine you could relax the soles of your feet to allow the weight to spread out in the floor. There could be tensions in your legs that you don't need right now. And then check in with your buttocks there. You're sitting on the chair. Notice the sensation of the weight of your trunk through your seat. If you could, relax the surface of whatever's touching your seat. Relax the muscles there without losing your posture. As though, again, to spread out that your weight across more space. So that's the first idea is grounding and connecting with what's ground. Second idea is what rises from that. What structure do we build out of the grounding? That's not a gripping, that's not a straining, but actually a organic sense of growth. Like a Jack's beanstalk just growing right out of the ground, wanting to reach for the sun a little. So just imagine there is that organic energy in you. It is rising out of that grounding. It's not straining, but just hungry for height. And in all of that, there is a fluidity of your breath, your circulatory system. All the fluids in your body are moving, shifting around, helping to keep your life expressing itself. Take a moment to appreciate that complex mystery. And then, if you like, bring to mind something you'd like to dedicate your practice to that inspires that mystery a little, that brightens that spark. And let's chant 3 ohms. Inhale. Release your hands to your knees. If they're not there, open your eyes. Take a big inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Squeeze the air out and inhale again through your nose. Fill up everywhere you can around your belly, ribs. Exhale through your mouth. Squeeze out where you can. Belly into the low back, diaphragm up into ribs, side ribs into the center. Inhale through your nose again. Exhale. Last one. Inhale through your nose. Sit up. Exhale. Good. Look forward. Breathe normally, please, for a second here. We're going to start by slapping our thighs today. So we're waking up our thighs. Keep breathing however you like. Maybe it's a paced, slow breath. Maybe, hopefully, my sound is still available in my microphone and all the sound I'm making with my hands isn't too distracting. All right, go down onto your shins and slap your shins. Down on front of the shins. If you get to the tops of your feet, slap the tops of your feet. Turn your knees out so you can slap the inner calves. Inner knees, outer shins, outer calves. Just try to wake up all this area here. Maybe under your thighs, if you can get to your hamstrings, wake that up. Even the backs of the knees, possibly. Up into the belly. Start to work your belly here, your side ribs. You might turn or alternate, or rather switch so your palms are on the other sides of your ribs. Go up into your chest, beat your chest if you like, and onto the shoulders, and then onto the arms. Maybe your hands cross over so you can get your shoulders all the way out to the fingers, the wrists, all parts of the hands. Gets a little complex there because the hands can't slap themselves. And then up into your head, gently, don't knock anything too loose here. Wake up right in your face now, and around your ears, sides of your neck, forehead, and then just right at the tip of your nose. All right, now massage out your jaw muscles with your fingers. So work into your jaw. As we go here, let's march our knees. And close your eyes and take a second to bring awareness to all the sensations we just woke up. Appreciate this body we're in here and the sensations that it gives us an experience of. Release your hands to your knees, step your feet out nice and wide. We're gonna do a little bit of leaning and circling of our pelvis. So go ahead and, with your feet wide and steady on the ground, circle your chest around slow and rock your pelvis around like it's you're rolling to the front edges of your sitting bones and to the side of one, and then to the back edges of the sitting bones, and then to the other side. Legs are steadying you, so you're not threatening falling out of the chair, and you may be able to lean wider and further forward. Go the other way now, circle. Your pelvis, maybe you think of it as the bottom of a plate. You're rolling around the edge of the plate. The plate's never fully flat on the table. It's one edge rolling around in a circle. Good. Lean forward, put your elbows high, fingers on the insides of the knees, and lean out and dial your elbows towards me as far as you can get them. So they're going forward to your shoulders. And that should stretch your shoulders in a nice way. If it feels, again, if it's pinching for you, that's your call about what you mitigate or attenuate there. Sit back up, take your arms wide and, your palms wide and your elbows squeezing into the back of the ribs. Good. From here, we're going to go lifting toes, turn the toes, pigeon-toed, knees, knock-kneed, backs of the hands together, and round your back out here. So we're squeezing the midline. And now really squeeze your knees together, push the backs of the hands together. Feel a little hug of the midline, and then turn it all open again. Open your chest, lift your heart, elbows back, toes out, knees wide. And then round again, turning your toes in, knees in, backs of the wrists together, head down between your arms. Squeeze that for a second. Just feel the squeeze in the middle and then turn open. Inhale, squeeze the back like you're hugging your elbows towards your spine in the back, lifting your heart, squeezing the muscles in the back towards the spine and pulling your knees wide. One more time. Dive it forward, toes towards each other, knees knock knee. Stay in this position now and do a little swivel of the chest left and right. Rounded back, swivel left and right, knees squeezing still. Deep squeeze of the knees. So stabilize. Keep those knees together there, Pete. Good. Sit back up and fly your arms back as your knees are wide, toes out. Just like this, yeah. Then lean forward and reach your right arm to me. Lean forward, your left arm is back, you're reaching your right arm forward. Good, sit back up, and then switch your left arm forward, lean forward, reaching your right arm back, your left arm to me. Very good. Sit back up, switch, right arm to me, legs are wide, reach out. Wonderful, back up, turn left arm forward and reach out to me, lean forward, long, low back. Good, sit back up, step your hands to your knees, back to center with the legs, march your knees right into center. Big breath if you need it. Very nice. Step your feet out wide again. We're just gonna swivel now towards the left and then the right and then the left, so back and forth. So we're gonna turn the right knee towards the ground, turn your chest towards the left. Take your right arm up along your ear. Your left hand is on the chair to support you here. Left hand on the chair. So the shoulder that I see, I want to see that shoulder and that right arm up. Good. Swivel back to center. Turn your knees the other way. Left knee down, left arm up as you turn to the right. Look up at your fingers. Energy up. Yeah. Back to center. Swivel again. Left hand to the chair. Right hand around and up to the left. Right knee towards the ground. Eyes are up. Heart is up. That's it, Nancy. Good. Switch again. Left knee towards the ground. Left arm up. Right hand on the chair. Look up. Energy up. Reach back with the left leg. One more time. All the way around. Reach your right arm up. Right knee back. Now here, if you want, add a little push into the left hand, the hand that's on the chair. You can push into that left hand. Possibly push yourself up off the chair slightly. May not. It's okay if you don't. Lift your heart up over the hips, not leaning out over the leg. Good. Drop back down to the chair if you came out of it. Yeah. Swivel the other way. Left knee towards the ground, left arm to the sky. Eyes are up. Energy is up. Right hand is on that chair if needed. Push into the hand to lift if you want. Extend the left leg back. One more breath. Good. Sit back in the chair, please. Make sure it's safe. Step your feet back to center. Wag your knees in and out. Looks like Dean and Bernice are having some internet issues, so they keep jumping in and out of the class, but hopefully they'll find it. I had some issues yesterday in my class. I think it was, well, maybe I had it both days. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's rock our toes and heels. But I'm back home safe where there should be solid connection and no issues. If anything comes up, please let me know. Dean and Bernice, you finding your way here? Swivel your heels in and out now on your tiptoes. You're up high with the knees and wide with the knees. Then try sitting up. Now we're trying to roll the pelvis forward. This pelvic tilt is always a big part of the practice, and it's super key, obviously, for many reasons. It connects our upper and lower body. If you can lift the low back, tilt the pelvis forward, go on to tiptoes and grab the ground towards your chair, activating your hamstrings there underneath your legs. Can you turn your knees wider, but hug your heels more, dial your heels rather more forward, and then squeeze the ground together with your toes, pulling the ground together like you're trying to hold it together with your toes. Knees pulling wider, you've got a lot of inner groin action going on, energy in the undersides of the legs. One more breath. Good, drop the heels, step your feet back to center now. Just extend your left leg and then draw your left knee up and then extend and draw it up. Your hands could be on the chair, you can stay upright. Yeah, left leg here. Good, pump that leg, get some heat going in the thigh and the hip, hamstring, elsewhere. You're back, Dean and Bernice. Welcome back. All right, extend that left leg straight forward, point the toes and sweep the toes left and right. Let me get the camera a little bit more on my foot. Yeah, so you got this left foot forward. Can you not turn the knee and just go with the toes left and right to stretch out the sole of the foot and the top of the ankle? Good, flex your toes back and similarly pronate, supinate your foot with the flexed ankle. Yeah, so we're turning, not turning the knee. Keep the knee steady. Good. Then circle the toes as clearly as you can make it with your own intention here. And circle the other way. Hopefully everybody can see this, yeah? And then point your toes and sit up tall. Yeah, so pointing my toes and sitting up tall, I'm getting an interesting hamstring stretch. It's not the same as when I flex my toes back, but it's an interesting stretch of the leg. To stay tall, just breathe there for a second. Now flex your toes back, so you're really reaching through the back of the leg and pulling the front of the leg back. So I think of this sometimes as a cycle of energy here. You're sending length through the back of the leg and you're pulling shortness up the leg. The toes are pulling up towards the knee is pulling up towards the hip. So you're trying to shorten the top of the leg as you extend the back of the leg. It's a circle of energy there. Keep that going as you lift your heart and forward fold towards your left leg. So keep the sense that you're pulling your toes and your kneecap towards your hip as you're reaching the heel away from your hip, yeah? And breathe. Keep that energy going as you breathe. Now I haven't encouraged the Ujjayi breath yet today, but if you would like, you can start that now. Long inhales and exhales as though you're whispering Om with your mouth closed. Both on the inhale and exhale. My latest metaphor for the Ujjayi breath is that it's a rolling pin through your body of breath. So you're rolling your breath through your body as a rolling pin, evening out stuck energy nodules in various places, including your thoughts. Yeah. So as you breathe long and slow and steady like Ujjayi, you are continually rolling out those stuck lumps of energy in your body, whatever they might be, whether they're mental, emotional, physical. Go ahead and sit up, but keep the leg out there and reach back with your arms behind you. Lean back. Get a long leg forward, point your toes, and reach your fingers back. So get the longest line from your toes to your fingertips that you can get. Big stretch there. Great. If it's available, clasp your hands behind your head and side bend left, keeping the left leg out there, and then side bend right. And go a couple times slow now. Opening up the left ribs when you side bend right, opening up the right ribs, obviously, when you side bend left. Your left leg is still straight, your right foot's still on the ground. And come back to center with the chest. Reach your arms back behind you. We're going to draw the left knee up as we reach our hands towards the left foot. Exhale, draw the knee up. Hands towards the foot like you're trying to put on a sock. This is practice for that. Inhale, go long and open. Exhale, squeeze slow. Can we do this without using momentum? Without momentum. Inhale, open. Exhale, slow. Draw the knee up. Reach your hands beyond the foot if you can. Hug the belly deep into the back. We're going this slow because it builds the heat a little bit more methodically. Inhale, open. Exhale, stay aware of how this energy changes. Squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. 2 more, please. Inhale, open. Exhale, slow squeeze. One more. Inhale, open. Squeeze and hold now. See if you can keep your breath out for a period, a little extra moment there with your breath fully out, your belly squeezing in, the fire building with that extra exhale and that squeeze. Grab the knee, pull it towards your chest, hug it up as close to your chest as you can, shrug your shoulders open, get your neck released if you need to move your head around, and then circle your left ankle holding this knee. I've got my noisy ankle here. I'm not sure it's picked up on the mic, but all of you remember who've taken the classes live with me. I have a campfire sounding ankle here. Sweep your knee left and right. Good. Come to center, hold behind the thigh, extend and bend the leg. Shrug your shoulders back and down your back. So your elbows are hugging in, you're still creating space in your neck. Give it a couple more slow inhales. Slow extensions and squeezes. You can breathe with this if you like. Again, the Ujjayi breath is always available to you. And then we're going to can our leg. So take the knee to the chest, sweep it over to the right. Extend it slow to the right. Bend the knee. Take the knee off to the left. Extend it to the left. Bend the knee. Good. Go back to the right. Slow. Extend. Good. Continue. 2 more on each side. Bend. Kick. Bend. Sweep. Kick. Bend. Sweep. Last one on this side. Keep it long. Hold it there. Turn your toes out any. Walk your hands down the leg if you like. Make sure you're stable on the chair. If you can hold it with the left hand and you want to reach the right arm wide or set yourself up for stability here with your right hand on the chair, that's fine. Holding the leg if you like, but don't put yourself too much out of alignment with that. Yeah. So if the knee needs to be bent, if you want to use both hands, that's fine. One more breath. Good. Bend the knee. Take it across. Hug it with your right hand possibly. Maybe your left hand will be free, maybe not. Extend the leg off to across the body. Left arm may go wide. Right hand may grab the shin, the calf, the leg, the foot, whatever. Lift your heart and root the hip at the same time. So we've got 2 energies going. Rooting and rising. Big breath. Very good. Bend that knee. Place the left ankle on the right knee. Let the left knee fall open. Set your right leg up nice and steady. So make sure it's not toppling over or losing integrity there. Push your way upright if you like for the extra hamstring stretch, or rather hip stretch there. Relax shoulders, jaw, neck, even as you sit up tall and lengthen your spine. Give yourself 3 Ujjayi breaths here. If you have modifications, of course, you're doing them. Everyone in this class I know has them, will be doing them. So that's good. Keep that low back long, open chest, shoulders wide. That's it. Barb. My opportunity to pick on Barb here. No, I'll try and pick other people to pick on. Looking around the room here. Some of you do a good job of hiding the camera, and I'm not seeing everything. I just see your shining face. That's okay. That looks good though, everybody. I like where everybody's at. You doing all right there, Lou? Another couple breaths. Did I say like 3 breaths and we've already done 5? I don't know. Give it one more breath. Good. Uncross the leg, place your foot on the ground, wag your knee in and out. Extend that left leg. One more thing here. Sweep the left leg in front of you with your hands on the chair, sitting up nice and tall. And go as wide as you can with the left leg. Pull the toes back. Walk your right foot off to the wide right side. Sit up nice and tall. Right hand on the knee, left hand on the thigh, tall spine. Flex your left toes back. We'll take a side bend to the left first. Lift your right arm up. Lengthen up first. Get your heart up, lifting. Heart up to the sky as you lift it up and over the left hip. Side bend to the left. think of it more as you're just trying to make space in your right side. We're not trying to get down necessarily to a certain place on the left leg. Very good. Release that and take your right elbow to your knee. Left arm goes to the sky. Lean forward to get there, right? So if you're leaning back, you're not going to be able to put any weight on that right elbow. Lean forward onto the right elbow. Take the left arm high now. Push into your right elbow. Open up the right shoulder so you're lengthening. You're pushing down to reach high. One more breath there. Your foundation is always the starting place, of course. If you like, reach your left arm along your ear for more length along the left ribs, if that's available to your shoulder. We'll do 2 circles here. Slow, turn to the ground, sweep your left hand towards the ground inside your right foot, then the left hand back along your left thigh, then turn, open if you want, reach back over your back of the chair with the left arm up high to the sky. Do 1 more circle. Slow, please. Slow, slow, slow. You don't have to look at me. The goal is sensation of your body here, rotating in this side bend, and then gently make your way upright. Take your time to get there, and then walk sitting bone to sitting bone, left to right. You can put your hands on your hips. See how much space you can create between the sitting bone and the chair if possible. Good. Hands on your knees, lengthen your spine out, and forward fold, whatever suits you here. Rest in a forward bend for a couple deep breaths. Whatever all those poses stirred up, roll it out with breath. Your Ujjayi breath could be that rolling pin. It's like you're adding, I'm just going to keep going with this metaphor. You're adding ingredients to the dough, and then you're rolling it out, spreading out those ingredients. So those poses are all different ingredients to making your body a new dough for the day. We slowly add them and then recenter ourselves to make sure we're safe. Come on back up. Very good. Let's see. Let's take this right leg up to the chest and then extend it. Oh, hands on the chair. This is where we went. Hands on the chair, sitting upright, right knee to chest, extend forward, back and forth there. Yeah, so hands are stabilizing you as we're working in the leg. Shoulders relaxed. Dad, you doing okay there? Careful, don't hurt. Yes, just take a break to make sure you're not hurting yourself here. And then extend out, drop the legs on the ground, point your toes and turn your toes only. Keep your knee where it is as best you can. We're just isolating certain movements in order to have more awareness of what we have control over and what we can even stabilize as we move other things. Yeah, good. Flex your toes back, and similarly turning left and right with the foot flexed. Good. And then circle that toe, all those toes, big circles. Go the other way. Don't be afraid of building heat and working the muscles. But if there are pinching energies and things that you're resisting, your jaw is tight, your shoulders are up in your ears, try and relax that. Try to, obviously, you may be protecting against something that may have, like I just saw my dad have a jolt in some way, and I just want to say, like, maybe that's a moment to just like take a breath, relax your shoulders and jaw, other places that now are amped up to protect, right? All right, so then point your toes. Let's see, pull your toes back. No, point your toes and get tall on your spine. That interesting difference, just slight difference as you're pointing your toes forward and lengthening up your low back. That, to me, that activates my hamstring in a different way than flexing my toes back. There's a calf is activated, my shin muscles are activated, my tall spine is here. And a breath. Then flex the toes back. Inhale and lengthen your heart, low back, forward over your legs, and find a hamstring stretch there. As you're here, you're encouraging, again, that loop of energy, cycle of energy, length through the back of the leg and the heel, and pulling up the front of the leg, the toes and the knees, the kneecap pulls back towards the thigh as the hamstring reaches long through the heel. So again, the foundation of this pose would be in your pelvis. As you're extending out through the heel and your toes pull back, you're hugging your thigh bone into your hip as you're reaching the leg straight. It really helps to have engaged muscles as you're stretching them. Well, not really, it can be different. I shouldn't say that, that's not the only way, but that is, can be safer to have your muscles engaged as you stretch them rather than having them totally collapsed as you try to stretch them. Give yourself one more long inhale, exhale, Ujjayi breath if you like. Rolling pin out. On your inhale, sit up. Leave the leg out there, lean back, reach your arms back there. Point your toes again and make the longest line from fingertips to toes in that right side. Reach way back. Clasp your hands behind your head if you like. Side bend left and right. Slow now, lifting your right ribs, then your left. Slow. Pause if you like in one of those side bends to emphasize anything, right? So there's no requirement here to stay in the flow of movement. If there's a place that feels really juicy or good for you to stay in and open up more, go for it. Eventually, make your way back to center. Send your arms back overhead, long. We're reaching back with your arms, forward with the leg. Then draw the knee up and reach for your foot. Exhale. Inhale, slow, open up, reach back and forward. Exhale, squeeze your belly into your back. That's really where we want the most action here, is the belly hugging in. Inhale, open. Exhale, belly hugs in. Inhale, open. Exhale, belly hugs in. Continue now, 3 or 4 more on your own. Eyes may be closed. Really identify how open can you get, how squeezed can you get in the belly. How slow can you allow yourself to go? Try not to let your mind race ahead of what your body can do. I'm going to do 2 more here. On your last one, once you get your knee up, pause there with your belly hugging in, not grabbing your knee yet, just trying to build that heat in the last moments. Breath is out. Then grab your knee, pull it up to your chest, let your arms do some of the work to hold the knee up, sweep the knee left and right a few times. Get your shoulders down away from your ears, open chest, neck muscles not straining, jaw not clenching. Breathing and opening up. Always a process of where to engage and where you're unconsciously engaging that you don't need to. You have always, at least I do, always places where I'm unconsciously engaging that if I soften, I realize it feels like a little more freedom, a little more space in my body to relax, even like clenched, closed eyes. Soften your gaze. Hold your leg underneath now, clasp your hands under the thigh and extend and bend that leg. Good. I'm a little far away from y'all here. Good. Stay here. Just keep extending and bending for a few times, just straight in front of you. Stay reclined if you can. Pete, stay reclined in your chair if you can, yeah? Pete, lie back. Good. Now can, slow. Take your knee into your chest. Sweep it across to the left. Extend off to the left. Good. Bend your knee. Slow. Open to the right. Extend to the right. Bend your knee. Sweep left. Extend left. Good. Bend your knee. as slow as you can. We're trying to build the muscles that get us to the place, not just swing our leg into the place, bypassing the strength that might be built from getting us there. Extend, bend, sweep, extend. Last time now, bend. We'll go across our body and hold the extension across the body. Walk your hands as you like up the leg. You can hold the hands, left hand on the leg, right arm wide, if that's stable and if you're getting a good stretch still in your right leg. Yeah, so I want you to be rooting that right hip down, extending through the heel. Still that loop of energy is happening in the leg. Turn your chest open to the right if you like. Bend your knee, sweep it wide, hold under the thigh with your right hand, extend wide. If you want to, if you need to hold it with both hands, that's fine. Yeah, you may get a better stretch with holding both hands. Some of us go open with the left arm, and that's fine. Don't feel like it's a judgment on you that that's not working for your body. Your body is your body. Give it another couple breaths here, opening wide, turning the toes out, external rotation of those toes there, and the knee, Nancy, yeah. Toes turn out. Yes, yes. Bend your knee. Place your right ankle on your left knee. Very good. Take some breaths now before you sit up and enter this hip stretch pose. Once you get into this pose, flex your toes, or rather flex your toes first, then get into the pose. Similar loop of energy here still. You're reaching through the heel, so you're extending the back of the leg and pulling the toes back up the front of the leg. That will ideally keep your knee safe. Safer, I should say. Safe is all a relative thing and up to your sense of it. Now relax your shoulders again, jaw, but keep that length in the low back. Eyes may close and you may just zero in on your hip with your Ujjayi breath. Just like that rolling pin. Smoothing out. But maybe it's the breath is so slow in Ujjayi that we want it, maybe it's like a steamroller on a new asphalt instead, right? Because those things go really slow. You can really pump a rolling pin fast. So anyway, I'm running with it. I forgot on the other side to do foot slap. If you want to slap the sole of your feet, since we started with slapping today, this is kind of I meant to do final parts of the body, the sole of the foot that we didn't get to. And then release that down, and let's just stomp the left foot to get its waking up energy, yeah? Okay, good. Then widen your legs out to the sides and extend your right leg to the right. So we're doing final pose here with the wide legs and a straight right leg, and the left foot is solid under its knee. Get tall in your spine. You doing all right back there, Roy? Maybe taking a little nap or something. Yeah, yes, I know. It's energy might be it's okay. If people fall asleep in my class, it's clear that they need that sleep. So it's fine. It really is. It really is. Tall spine now. Right hand on your thigh, left hand on your knee to start, just to make sure you're upright, yeah? Then take your left arm up. Lift your left ribs. Think of lifting your left ribs up and over your right ribs rather than just collapsing to the right. You're lifting up and over the right ribs to get that length and rooting the sitting bone to get that lift, right? So your foundation is still there. You could even be hugging your thigh, kneecap up, all the things of the same loop of energy in that right leg to stabilize on the right side. One more breath. Excellent. Sit back up. Now lean forward onto your left elbow, forward on the knee. Make sure you've got nice weight on that elbow. Send your right arm up to the sky. Check that you're not collapsing your left shoulder into your ear. Elongate that left shoulder, left collarbone, long. Reach the right arm up as you push into the left elbow. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. Now take your right arm along your ear if that's available. Reach way over to the left, way out in front of the left toes, down inside the left foot. We're doing 2 long, slow, big circles. Turn open. You don't have to look at me. Just do big circles where you turn your chest as open as it can be to the sky. Just follow that hand with your heart facing the hand. Your eyes may look at the hand. The hand may be leading your heart on this particular movement, if you like. I guess I'm doing 3, but that's fine. Whatever number feels nourishing to you. And then sit back up when you're ready. Step your feet back into the center. Put your hands on your hips and rock left and right on your sitting bones. Very good. Upright and eyes forward, yeah? Good. Can you walk your way to the front or back of the chair, wherever you are, and go the other direction? And see if you can scoot yourself, shimmy yourself, get a swivel and a hip rock to get forward and back. Your feet stay where they are. Feet stay planted. Hips are doing the work here. Pelvis, belly, side ribs, waist muscles, all those things. Notice when criticisms come up in your mind about this any challenges, any of these challenges. Oftentimes, criticizing your capacity is not as helpful as just noticing, oh, that's hard, okay? I do a hard thing. That's why I'm here, is to do hard things. And just because it's hard doesn't make you a bad person or make it a reason to beat yourself up. It's just hard, and it's hard. Lots of different things are differently hard for different people. And there you go. I don't know what else to say there. Forward fold and give yourself a little self-love, compassion. Fold into yourself. See if you can be thankful for parts of yourself. Or bring back to mind what inspires that energy, that life energy that we brought up in the beginning. So you can be thankful for that. And sit up. One more, leaning back and extending legs forward and reaching arms back. Just go for a big line in the body, opening. Extensors here, extension. The extensors are what extend us, and most of them are on the back body. And we need to strengthen them or use them to keep our front body from collapsing forward too much, or in general. So big open reach. Do this for your future length and openness in your front body. You might clasp your hands behind your head. You might side bend again left to right here with your legs long. Good. Release your hands back down onto the chair. Widen your legs out to the sides. Stay reclined. Make sure you're steady on that chair. Leave your left, and then set your left hand on your left thigh. Take your right arm up and side bend to the left. Reach your right toes out as you reach your right arm back into the left. Look up, maybe put your right hand behind your head if your shoulder allows. If it doesn't allow, that's totally fine. Again, that criticism, complaints, it's not wrong to have all those things. We have those reasons. We have a reason that we think these things. They're trying to get us somewhere, but may not be as useful as practicing curiosity somehow. But I know it's not easy. So switch sides. Drop your right hand. Lift your left arm alongside your left ear. Reach back and open to the right. Left hand reaches back away from toes. Just see what you can do. Open up that left side. Long breath. Maybe your left hand is behind your head again. And you're leaning into it if that's okay for your shoulder. Keep the energy in the legs still. All right, release that. Set your hands back on the chair, your feet back on the floor, sit up. Set your hands on your knees, shrug your shoulders out. We're gonna do some stand-in stuff now. So you can step your feet wide And then underneath you, you can stand up however you like today. You can always stand up however you like. If you want to practice though, this squat to stand, go for it. Go for it. Arms can help counterbalance your pelvis. Anytime you come to standing, your arms forward may help. Yeah. And then once you're standing, go ahead and stand behind your chair, please. The light is back. Level on that. Okay. So your hands are on your chair. Let's go just standing behind our chair, hands on the chair and tiptoes down to heels and back. So up and down. When you get to your heels the next time, can you spread your toes wider when you're on your heels so that you spread those toes out as though you're trying to palm the earth a little bit wider and bigger, and then spread the toes out when you place the toe mounds down, and then go up on your tiptoes and see if you feel a better connection with the ground that way. So just consciously moving those toes, drop back into the heels, lift your toe mounds and toes. Spread your toes as wide as you can, even thinking, can you spread your toe mounds, which is the balls of the toes, out first, place those down, spread your toes beyond that, out and then up on tiptoes. See if that gives you any more purchase. One last time, drop your heels down, lift the toes and balls of the toes, spread the toes, toe mounds forward and wide, place the toe mounds wide and forward, and then place the toes wide and further forward from there. Go to tiptoes and then walk around on your tiptoes and see if you can feel your pinky toes and your middle toes and any other toes a little more connected to the ground if you walk around. Now keep those heels up if you can. Good. And then drop your heels down, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Chair pose. Chair pose is a zigzag in the body. It's essential that you get the knees to bend in that. So this is not chair pose. So make sure you're not forward bending too much. Your hips are down and your knees are bent. Launch up to tiptoes and then drop your heels and sit back, chair pose, like you're sitting in a low bench or heading towards sitting in a low bench. Launch back up to tiptoes, back down to squat and chair. One more time, up to tiptoes. Good. Heels down, squat your hips back. Now stay in this chair pose here. Lean into your right leg. So we're going to lean into the right leg, lift the left foot and tap the toe forward like you're just dipping it in a puddle. And then step your left foot back. You're staying in the squat. Tap your right toe forward, step it down. Go back and forth here. Left toe taps forward, down. We're not putting weight in the toe. We're not putting weight in that foot. We're just dipping the toe in the ground to see, or in the puddle, imaginary puddle, to see what temperature it is. Tap, back to center, switch, tap, back to center. Now, this could be, if your low back is taking on a lot, it could be that you're in a forward bend and you're trying to do this tap with your heart forward and your hips back, but your knees aren't bent. I would prefer that you were more upright and just a subtle bend in the knees. So you're practicing an upright spine as best you can as you go here. Yeah. And in this upright spine, you're getting practice in orienting left and right and having a 360-degree capacity in your body. If you're forward bent and your knees aren't bent a lot, then you're really limiting what kind of access you have to the world around you. So upright spine as you tap your toes. Good. Good, back to center. We're gonna do a couple power lunges now, yeah? Some power moves, power steps. I'm gonna get my mat under me so I'm a little more stable. All right, so when I say step, you're gonna be in the center, yeah? When I say step left, make sure you lift the knee high, turn, step strong, reach strong, look strong. Up to the fingers, yeah? When I say back to center, you're gonna spring load that leg, push off, step back to center, everything all to center, hand, foot, eyes, yeah? Good, try stepping right, step right. Lift the knee, turn, step, land, look, reach. Good. Spring load, step back to center. Good, yep, good. Step left, back to center. Good, high step now, yeah? Step right, knee high, good. Now step high back to center too, high back to center, back to center. Okay, so Pete sent me an email earlier this week about his toes drag when he walks. So this big action, the knee lifting, even if your ankle is loose, you won't drag your toes. So I want you to practice the high step and also back to center high step. Yeah. So the coming back to center, if you drag those toes, it can also be, problematic. So we want to make sure we step back high and step out high. Okay. Step right. Back to center. High, high, high. Yeah. Step left. Good. Back to center. Good. Coordinate that hand right back on the chair when you come back, yeah? Step right. I'm just going to watch now, yeah? Back to center. Very good, Barb. Step left. Back to center. Very nice. Step left. Oh, caught you some of you got caught there. Back to center. Step left. Back to center. Very nice. Good, Lou. Try and take bigger high the knee. The knee we want to use the knee to guide the whole pelvis to turn, yeah? Step right. Yes. Back to center. Good, Pete. Good, Pete. Step right. Now just notice, your mind may be wandering at this point because we're just doing this over and over again. See if you can keep attention in the movement. Back to center. It's like 10,000 times. You got to practice to even get to the beginner stage. Step left. I'm not going to do it 10,000 times, but we will practice this. Back to center. All right, very good, very good. Now, step your feet a little wider. Bend your knees and squat a little right in the center. So this isn't quite chair pose, which was feet together, knees narrow. This is feet apart, toes turned out, bent knees. So you're in a gentle squat, yeah? Now, we're gonna leave our right hand on the chair and launch up to the left. So launch up to the left, you're on your right tiptoes, back to center, squat, hands on the chair. Good. Launch right, strong on the right leg. Lean onto the right leg there, Lou. Back to center, squat, hands on the chair, squat, look at me, yeah? Keep your eyes forward. Notice if you tend to look down, if you're concerned about balance. Try and keep your eyes forward. Use the chair for balance. Launch left. Tall, reaching high, doing a layup on the left. Good. Back to center. Squatting here, squatting here. Very nice. Launch right. Good. Back to center. Launch right. Back to center. Good. Launch left. Good. Back to center. Now I want to see a little more, possible more squat for you, Pete. So knees wide, squat low, so that when you launch, there's a little more extension up high and then back down low. Yeah. Try this back and forth now on your own. Launch right, center, launch left, center. Continue. Don't watch me anymore. Just do launch left, launch right. Look at your hands. Practice your own launching here. Practice your own. See if you can get up more weight over that standing leg, straighter leg. Eyes on the fingertips. So Lou, yeah, that's the challenge for you, Lou, is to go to squat first. And your right side's going to be more challenging than the left, it looks like. So make sure you get your weight out over the right leg. Practice getting that squat to launch on the right. Continue a couple more times. Every time you come to center, squat. Every time you come to center, use those thighs. Good, Dad. Very nice. Back to center. Very good. Step your feet back into the center. Use the chair now. You're going to step backwards. So make sure you have room behind you to step backwards, yeah? I'm going to turn around to show you what I'm doing here. So turn to the side just so I can show you what I'm doing. So you're going to step backwards. Your hands are on the chair. Lift your left foot. Step your toes to the ground. And then bend both knees and sit your hips back a little bit. Now we're going to lunge forward up onto the left leg. I'm sorry, the right leg. And then back, stepping back. Just that. Launch up onto the right leg. Step back and put weight on that back foot now. Some folks might just put the foot down and put no weight back there. Sit your hips back as best you can and launch up onto the right leg. Sit back, squat a little. Launch and squat. Launch, step back to squat. Good, one more time. Launch, step back to squat and stay in the squat now. Now straighten out your front leg and forward fold towards it. Hamstring stretch on your right leg now. Forward fold towards your right leg. Your left heel can go to the ground, please, or whatever suits stability back there in your left leg. Your left knee can bend out to the side more. You can float your right toes up and forward fold any depth that you like into that right leg. Give a couple more breaths in your hamstring stretch here in the right leg. Good, roll the right toes to the ground, lift your chest, look forward, and step forward with your eyes forward if you can. Yeah, so, just notice if you're tending to look at the ground to keep your balance. Practice keeping your eyes forward to keep your balance, just for good, body awareness. We're trying to practice awareness of our body, and sometimes when the eyes scan the ground, you're just using your vision of the ground to tell yourself you're safe. You might be able to train some other parts of your system, your nervous system, that it's still safe even if you're looking forward, yeah? Lift your right foot, step it back, toes down, and then bend the back knee. Now this is already a balance practice right here, right? You're aligned forward, you're almost on a balance beam. Ideally, we're not quite on a balance beam, but in any case, you're bending the back knee and then launching up onto the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, sit back, bend, step back. Put weight in that back foot again. Make sure you got weight in the back foot. Launch up, inhale. Back to a squat, exhale. Continue, 3,000 more. No, quite a few more. Inhale, launch. Exhale, sit back, step back. Inhale, launch. When you've got a lot of heat built in that leg and you need to take a break, that's fine, of course. I'm going to do 3 more. Inhale, launch. Exhale, step back. Inhale, launch. Very good. Exhale, step back. Inhale, launch. And step back. Now, stay in the squat here, but shift to straightening the left leg. Turn the right heel to the ground. So you could have this right heel turned in, the toes out, bent right knee. Forward fold towards the left leg. You might lift your left toes up onto their heel, up onto the heel. All this focus is for the left hamstring stretch and a forward bend. Stay and breathe a couple more long breaths. Use that Ujjayi breath to even out whatever energies are stirring or making this challenging. They don't go away, but they may soften a little. Those challenges, I mean. Walk your hands up the chair if you came down a little bit, forward fold, or come up off the squat to step forward. We'll do a forward bend with both legs back now. Walk your feet back, soften your knees, hands on the chair, forward fold halfway to start, and then if you want, further. No need to look at me, just keeping your forward bend now for yourself. Make sure you're not getting dizzy down there. Keep your breath going nice and long. Do the best you can to let the back of your neck go completely so the crown of your head looks at the ground rather than your eyes. Stay there, another breath if you're in it. Hang your head. To come up, bend your knees always, and then stand up, step back to the back of the chair. We're going to practice a little bit more balance. So if possible, can you either can you turn to have the chair under your right hand, or move the chair to have the chair under your right hand so you're facing me? Either way, the chair on your right side, if that's possible, if you're stable enough to have just one support on that side. Make sure you're not leaning to the chair to grab it, but you're actually like it's just underhand. So you're available to standing as upright as possible. Take your left hand to your hip. Yeah, march your knees now in place. Slow walking. Get those knees up close to your chest if you can. If you need to go faster to keep your balance, that's fine. Go your pace that's challenging for you to stay balanced on one foot. Again, noticing how much weight you put into that right hand. And it can take, thousands of tries to learn a little bit of extra balance. Thousands of steps. That's right, Lou. Good. Yes. If you're okay with it, yeah. If you need a chair on your left hand too, Lou, that's okay. Yeah. So just make sure you're not too unstable there. Very good. Now lift the right knee, the middle knee, the center knee, and soften and straighten your standing leg, your left knee. If that's going to mess with your knee at all, don't worry about softening and straightening. If you can do just even the subtlest softening and straightening, this is putting you out of balance, and then you're catching your balance by rooting. So consider this. Maybe, just for me, it really helps me for some reason to image the idea that I'm the stable thing. I'm pushing the earth away from me. So I'm the stable thing. When I bend my knee, I'm trying to push the earth away from me. And that activates a lot more muscles in my leg. It activates a sense of like engagement and alignment over my foot a little more, right? Instead of just leaving the earth more. Good. Step your right foot down, lift your left knee, turn your left knee out for tree pose now. Your left foot on the inner right calf, or toes can go on the ground as a kickstand with the heel against the ankle. That's also a perfectly fine option. If you want to practice taking less weight out of that chair and you still want a little bit more help with the left foot, that's fine. Yeah. Or foot to calf. Now make sure you're not completely locking out your right knee. It's soft. You may do a couple little lunges in the right knee to make sure that you've got that same idea, pushing the earth away from you. You are the solid object in this situation, and the earth is the movable object, or stable. You're the stable object there. The earth is the movable object. You form a relationship with gravity possibly differently that way, and you might keep the sense that you're pushing the earth away from you constantly. It's constantly attracted to you because you've got your own gravity. It's pulling itself towards you. You're pushing it away with all the energy you've got to push down, and you need your knee unlocked to be able to activate all the muscles on the above the knee and below the knee to push down. This may help your balance. You may also squeeze the midline, pushing the left foot into the right calf. You may also relax your shoulders. You may also find other places that are gripping that don't need to hold so tightly. Give it 2 more breaths. Imagine even spreading your toes out more, toe mounds out more on the right foot. So there's that real estate aspect also that I want to emphasize. If you've got access to reaching up with one or both arms, reach them up. Or it up if you've just got one arm going. And you need to support yourself in the chair. Give it a last breath. The goal is just to spend more time on one leg. Yes, good. Step it down. Shake it off. Squeeze, bend and straighten your right leg since it was the one working so much. Step it down. I want to do one more thing oriented this way. Yeah. Step your right foot a little forward and your left foot a little back. So you've got the inside leg, the right foot forward, your right hand on the chair, your left foot a little back. Yeah. So we're in this position. You can turn your left toes out a little bit. So your left toes go out, your heel in, and you can lunge your right knee. So we're in this warrior 1 type pose, facing forward with the right knee bent and the left leg straight in the back. It looks like this from the side. Yeah. Take your left arm up along your ear and side bend towards your chair. So you're opening up the left waist, ribs, etc. Good. Lunge your right knee. A little more there, Pete. Straighten the left leg, a little more. Good. Lift your chest back upright. Turn your chest to the chair side. Your left hand may go to that chair. Lift your heart tall. Now, this is a goal. The goal here is a rotated lunge. You might swivel the left heel over its toes. So you're on your toes in the back, spine is upright, and you're turning towards the chair, lunging. You may sweep your right arm back behind you this way to add more twist, if you like, if that's not too threatening to your balance. Lunging right knee, reaching right arm back. Good. Step your right foot, step it all back to center, please. Shake it off. Very good. Switch sides with the chair. Move the chair around or walk your way around to the other side of the chair, whatever you need to do there. So your chair's on your left hand, right hand on your hip. March your knees slow, please. Reset the center here, the center line, and the familiar with the walking here in place. Don't walk away from your chair, obviously. Steady, upright spine, knees going high, pushing the earth away from you. Every time you push down, every time you put a foot down, you're just trying to keep that earth from coming up at you. Very nice. Lift the inside knee, the left knee now. The left knee is up, bend and straighten your right knee a few times here. Now again, to your own stability and safety for your knee. Keep the left knee high, keep it in place. You're just bending and straightening, and you're encouraging that idea. You're pushing the earth away from you. You bend the knee to allow it closer to you, and then you push it away from you. Then you bend your knee to allow it closer to you. A couple more times if you still got this going. Very good. Step your left foot down, lift your right knee, turn it out, place your right foot on the inner left calf or toes on the ground with the heel against the ankle. Make sure you're not leaning too much into the chair with your left hand. And then lengthen up, push through the real estate of your left foot to propel your spine longer, to propel, reaching the crown of the head away from the earth. Align to the midline, meaning hugging your right foot into your left calf and your left calf also into your right foot. You can have the left knee a little soft, the real estate of the foot wide. Eyes straight forward for balance practice instead of down. Eyes forward. Glue your eyes to one stable spot on the wall or whatever you're looking at in front of you. Right at eye level, not looking down or up. You might bring your right arm up, you might bring your left arm up, whatever suits this practice of challenging your own balance here. Rolling pin breath here, if I want to call it that today for some reason. Smoothing out the bumps along the way in this practice of stirring up energy and changing it around in our bodies. Give it one more breath if you're still in this pose. Good. Release your hands down if you brought them up. Walk it out, shake it off. Last pose here, standing. Step your left foot forward and your right foot back. Yeah, your heel in the back can be turned out, and your toes out, and lunge your left knee. Start there. Now, I want this chair basically by your left hip. So it's not super far forward, it's not behind you, it's right by your left hip, yeah? Warrior one first. Take your right arm up along your ear. You're lunging your left knee forward. Lift your right ribs though and side bend towards the chair a little. Lift your right ribs rather. This side bend is not turning your heart towards the chair, it's just lifting right ribs up over left in a warrior one legs here. Nice long stride there. If you can get a longer stride there, Pete, I see it relatively narrow. Go wider if you can. Good, Pete. Very good. Come back upright with the chest. Turn your chest towards the chair. Both hands might go on the chair. Swivel your right heel up over its toes. The right heel can go up in the back now, so you have a lunging leg in the back. The heel is up. Turn your chest to the left. You might take your left hand and stream it back behind you, turning open more to the left. Your right heel is back. Your left arm is reaching back towards over that leg. Chair helping your balance here. Please go as far as feels safe. Upright spine there, Dad. You're leaning forward way over the left leg. Lunge the knee instead of leaning forward with the chest. Good. Make your way safely back to whatever safe place you can get to standing, please. Whatever it takes, yeah? You can step out of it. You can get the chair. You can release the chair entirely. Very good. Last thing, march your knees high so you release that low back and hips. And then we'll go down onto the floor now, or sit in the chair. Find your way back to the chair or on the floor. Okay. Once you're in the position that you're, or rather on the surface that you're going to finish class on, you might do a forward bend. If you're on your back, the forward bend means you're drawing your knees to your chest. If you're sitting, you're forward bending over your legs. If you're on your back and you're hugging your knees, rock left and right. If you're forward bending in the chair, you can sit up and rock your knees left and right if you like. And then take your knees wide, holding your knees, your kneecaps wide, like out to the sides. Just rock your knees away from your chest, or shoulders rather, and up towards your shoulders. So your knees stay wide. You're essentially just rocking your pelvis front to back with your knees holding your knees wide rather. Letting your low back get an arch and around. Once you've done several of those, come back to center with the legs. Extend your legs high to the sky, holding the backs of your legs. So we're in somewhat of a capital L shape. Can you cross your right leg completely over your left? So you're making a twisty tie here with your legs. Right leg completely over the left. Bend your knees there so your knees are stacked. Yeah. Good. Hug your knees now to your chest with them crossed this way. If you are in a chair, you'll cross your right leg over your left in the chair and forward fold over those legs, whatever amount you can. Circle your ankles a little bit here in this odd position. And then hands on knees, walk your hands down the shins. So your right hand is grabbing your left shin, your left hand is grabbing your right shin. Pull those shins apart away from each other to cross your legs more. You might open your knees now. So this, I don't want you to hurt your knees at all. So open the joint of the knee so it's at a right angle, each joint of the knee, and you're pulling the shins wide to the sides. This will give you a stretch in the outer hips, which we haven't done. It looks like this in a bow tie. Your legs are crossed. You got that, Jennifer? I see you're looking at it. Yeah, I know it's complex, and I have not mentioned it ever before. So this is called Gomukhasana on our back. That's it. Yep. Keep your feet away from your hips, though. Feet are open. Yes, yes, and then pull. It's an odd shape, but it's essentially we're working those IT bands, the outer hips and outer thighs. Uncross and switch the cross of the legs. Give that second side now. First thing on the second side, just cross the knees completely, draw the knees to the chest, circle your ankles. You can have knees closed as much as they like to be in this moment. Then you might open the knees a little bit so you've got a little more space, a little bit more of a right angle in the knee rather than a closed knee. It's a right angle. Grab your hands around the shins as best you can. We'll pull the shins away from each other. So you're pulling your right shin left and your left shin right. And you should get a stretch in the outer hips and in the IT bends. Now this is a complex shape, and I know many of you aren't really able to watch the screen easily to see this, so don't worry about it too much if what I've described is not making sense to you. Everybody release that, step your feet together on the ground, supine bound angle pose like we always do now. Once you're done with that, soles of the feet together, knees falling wide in a diamond shape. Now relaxing the inner groins and letting the inner thighs get some passive stretch by letting your knees rest towards the earth. If you want, take your arms out in a goddess shape. So your elbows are bent, backs of the hands on the ground, elbows just off the shoulders in a right angle. from this shape, slowly rise your left knee up and then just swivel it all the way over to stack on the right knee. So you've got your knees close to the right, and then maybe draw your knees up higher so that they are more perpendicular off your hips. You draw your knees up a little higher for the supine twist. It's a little safer for your back to have your knees higher than if your knees are low, you might be pinching your low back a little bit. So knees high on the right. Eyes go left. You're in a supine twist. Take a breath. To switch sides, lift your left knee first towards the center, and then your right knee back to center, and then all the way over to the left side, knees stacked a little high. So more in line with your hips than, so many ways to say it. Thigh bones perpendicular to spine. That might be one best way to say it. Eyes go right as your knees are going left. Give yourself 2 or 3 long breaths there. Just come back to center and take one knee up and then the other. Match knees together. Roll your nose towards your knees. Round out your back as you like. If you have any other movements that would suit releasing places in your body, do those things. At this point, you can close your eyes, extend your legs, take a rest on your back, or whatever shape your body would prefer to be in to rest. Maybe legs on a chair is something you always do to keep your low back safe and happy. Take a little moment to exhale deeply, check in that you're not gripping around your breath in any way. So it could be just take a moment to relax your jaw completely. Take a moment to relax your hip sockets completely. Relax your eye sockets completely. Your shoulder sockets completely. Relax your throat, belly, pelvic floor. Relax the insteps of your feet. Relax the roof of your mouth. Relax the crown of your head. Relax your side ribs and your armpits. Relax your palms. Relax your low back. Relax your sinuses. Relax the sides of your neck. Just keep relaxing until you hear the bell. Melting, letting go, dissolving, softening. Let your breath fill into your lungs and belly. Start to move your fingers and toes, roll your wrists and ankles as you like, or stretch in any way that feels good to you. You might keep a calm demeanor in your body as you make your way up to a comfortable seat. You might stay lying down. Once you're in a comfortable position, whatever it is, take your hands together at your heart, close your eyes, and bow to your body. And find gratitude for that mysterious energy of life that we cultivate through our time here on this earth. Gratitude for what inspires it that you dedicated your practice to in the beginning, and for all the communities of life that we connect to and that connect to us, that nourish us. We'll chant final Om in honor of all that. Inhale. Bow to the light in your heart. It is the same light in my heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the class today. It's great to see you all.